I'm back again. So I thought, why not make it about the property today? I have been on the property. It's a huge property with a lot of space. And there are lots of things which people might not know and they just appreciate it from a distance. Today, it's going to be more about the thought behind building this property, what each element stands for, and what it means, etc. So, the name of the property is very beautiful and very local. It's called Summit Norbugang, and it was constructed, finally made in the year of 2021. It means rare, precious, a precious jewel, and also considered wish fulfilling for many. And several people refer to it as the jewel of gods. So already it means something precious. So when you come here, you're not just staying for the rooms, you're not just staying for the views, you're staying here for what this property stands for, how each brick by brick it was made, and what each element signifies. Okay, so a little bit about the history. Norbugang is also the name of a place in Yuksum. So Sikkim, as you know, it has three ethnicities: Lepcha, Nepali, and Bhutia, and each one of them have their own beautiful unique culture, customs, history, and cuisine. And the architecture of this particular place is influenced by Buddhist Bhutia roots. And when you come here, you will notice very distinct window and pillar designs which are synonymous to the many Buddhist monasteries across Sikkim and in this region. The paintings are done by local artisans, which are called Laripa. Please bear with me with the pronunciation because I might not know how it is, but yeah, I'll try my best. Also, it gives a homage to the British influence in this region, because a lot of construction, a lot of architecture is also British inspired. A little bit of influence is also by Mr. Joseph Hooker, who is a renowned botanist, and he has done a lot of documentation around flora in the Himalayan belt where while he was in Sikkim. And many of the flowers mentioned by him can be found within the compounds around this place. And when I entered the property, I could see a lot of flowers flowering. I could see rhododendron, I could see local flowers as well. So as you enter the premises of the property, you will see it's divided into 4 main blocks: the main block, and then the 3 blocks which are additional to which make the property as a whole. So the 4 distinct blocks of the property pay respect to the prayer flags which you see whenever you come to this region, and these are known as lungta, which means wind horse, and it signifies whenever the wind blows, they blow, and it gives a very beautiful view. These flags are hoisted on auspicious dates, and they come in 5 colors, each representing different elements. And they have the image of 4 cardinal animals. It's believed that they uplift energy. Also, the name of the rooms is pretty unique if you see. So the first is the Garud, Chung. It's associated with the fire element, and it embodies wisdom, fearlessness, and power to overcome obstacles. Then comes Druk, which means dragon. It's associated with water element, and it represents auspicious prosperity. Then comes Tag, which means tiger. It's associated with wind and air energy, and it represents confidence and protection. And then comes a snow lion or Singye, which is associated with the earth element and represents joy, unconditional cheerfulness, and power. This particular room which I'm staying in is named Singye, which is on the fourth floor. It has a premium balcony room and it's quite spacious. So while you're here, you will enjoy a lot of views on a sunny day, even on a cloudy day as well, but not quite as such. Then comes the luxury suite, which is called Utpal. So in Buddhist tradition, there's a female deity known as Jitsun Dolma or Tara. She has 21 different forms, and many believe that goddess Lakshmi and goddess Saraswati are one of her forms. In times of worry, it's believed that goddess Tara is the quickest to answer one's call. One of the forms of Tara holds a blue lotus in her hands, which is called Utpal. So the name originates from there. The interior of the luxury suite, Utpal, have been given a blue touch with blue lotus Utpal and the goddess in mind. Then comes premium suite, Pemaraga. Pemaraga is a type of jewel which is pink in color, and it's to soothe the mind and have a calming effect. Pema also translates to lotus in Tibetan, and the interior have a touch of pink. So as we go through this, this understanding and significance, you will understand that a lot of these local cultural elements have been carefully woven and carefully crafted and then put together into one property, and which is quite special. Then the copper dining room. In Buddhist tradition, it's considered that the second Buddha is Guru Padmasambhava or Guru Rinpoche. He was responsible for spreading Buddhism in Tibet, Bhutan, Sikkim, and many other Himalayan regions. And his heaven is called Zandok Pilri, which translates to copper colored mountain, and hence the name of the multi-cuisine restaurant. And then comes the specialty restaurant Diyang. In Old Bhutia house is often divided into two major parts of the kitchen side known as Thapsang, the prayer room, and the Deyang, the specialty restaurant, has furnitures you would typically find in a Bhutia household. Okay, then comes the Emerald Room. It's intended for the guests to enjoy the evening with a functional fireplace and space for a live band. It doubles up as a cafe cum bar and is an excellent place to relax with a drink in the evening. It gets its name from obviously the precious stone emerald. Then the White Jade Hall. As you can see, the spaces are named after precious stones or jewels. White jade is also a type of jewel considered to bring calmness. So the White Jade Banquet Hall has a lot of colonial elements and is intentionally kept white as a blank canvas, which helps guests to decorate, to signify the place according to their unique taste, unique culture, unique theme. And then comes the Bamboo Groove Spa, which is also called the Metta Spa. When you visit the spa, you'll see a lot of pastel elements. The flooring of the property is green, so it signifies growth, prosperity. And then as you enter the compound of the spa, instantly your mind switches into the sort of serenity, the calm, the peace, because there's a lot of white element, and at the same time there are a lot of pastel elements there. All the colors are muted down, the natural elements like bamboo, the bamboo leaves are highlighted, and it gives an overall peace of mind to the person who is entering the whole compound. The spa keeps in mind the serenity of a bamboo grove while combining Buddhist aspects, and this is a place for meditation and yoga with therapy rooms. The passage in particular has been intentionally designed to a Y shape, which makes you aware of your footstep, which normally we pay no attention to. The intention was to draw one's attention to the present moment and be mindful while taking that particular step. And in a way, it's sort of a meditation itself. Then comes the jacuzzi area. So it's down there, and it can be lit up with candles to add ambience to the place, and it overlooks the mighty Kanchenjunga on a quite sunny day. And the walls around the jacuzzi have been inspired by these overlapping spurs that you see across the jacuzzi. Then comes the gazebo or Yab ring. In Buddhist monastery, there's a space in front of a monastery where the guests and monks are usually seated while programs like the mask dance, etc. take place. This area is called the Yab ring. The gazebo has been made with that in mind, and it's almost centrally located and acts as a viewpoint from where one can view the mountains and watch the clouds dance across the hills. One thing you should also know about the property is that there are different types of rooms, obviously, like any other property. But the special thing about the rooms is all of the rooms overlook the mountains, the majestic mountains. So, let's say you come from your hometown, you come from the plains, and the moment you enter the property, you enter into a fantasy, or you enter into a place which is designed intentionally with the elements of nature in mind. And there's almost majestic view across the balcony, and you can hang out with the people you love, with the people in your life. You can meditate, you can think, you can do whatever you love, you can even do your work. There are lots of places to hang out, be it the lobby, be it the room, be it the outside dining area, be it the emerald room. And if you're tired after a long day, you can just go to the spa and get yourself the relaxation that you deserve. I'm quite enjoying the property right now, but other than that, the weather is quite surprising. It rained very, very, very heavily. There were like loud thunderstorms, lightning. Got me scared actually because I was alone in the room. And but today it's quietly raining. It's drizzling almost, and it's non-stop. I can't see anything from outside, like from this balcony. I can't see anything. It's all blank white. But yeah, that's the beauty of the mountains. 1 minute it's all covered in fog and mist, and the next moment you can see the mighty Kanchenjunga or any of the mountains of the Himalayan range. The people here have been extremely welcoming. I even like do my lunch with the people, the unit manager, the housekeeping manager, the F&B manager. The whole staff is comes with a lot of experience of the hospitality industry, so they know how to treat the guest right, and they know how to make sure that the guest is having a great experience. Because again, coming to the point, you will forget what meal you had on a particular day, you will forget where you went, you will forget what activities you did, but you will never forget how a person made you feel after a tiring day. So I think this is a quite special thing about people who are working in hospitality. And if any of you who's watching works in the hospitality industry, I couldn't be more proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing and keep excelling and keep making the world a better place. And people like us who travel, the people who we meet are the ones who become our family, even for like one day, even for a few hours. But you are all the people that we have. So to make someone feel at home is when you would say that I know about hospitality. So yeah, this is the special thing about Indian hospitality as a whole. I have like spent time in other countries as well, other hotels, but nothing compares to the Indian hospitality. So with that in mind, I think let's give it a go, give it a wrap, and we'll continue later.